He wanted to clarify a few details. Law enforcement all along said the two men got into a fight or altercation. Not the case, says the man shot in the face. Instead, he says 45 minutes passed. He tried to talk some sense into the shooter. And for the first time, he's opening up about the moments before a bullet severed part of his face.
He was hurting.
Grasping a Bible and holding onto hope.
Every word that he says is true and genuine.
The man who was shot in the face just a few days ago.
I couldn't change his mind.
Forgives the shooter who left a mark on his life.
I feel sorry for him for what thoughts was going through his mind to make him think that he had to live that way.
Daniel, who doesn't want his full name broadcast, sat down with us to tell us the inside story about the night 25-year-old Nathan Gabbard opened fire on him, a young woman, and child.
It was like dealing with three different people. One minute he would be fine, the next minute he would be upset, next minute kind of shook up.
Daniel tried to calm down Nathan Gabbard, who arrived at this Mount Washington apartment complex angry with an ex-girlfriend. Daniel says he just started seeing the woman. Gabbard apparently didn't like that.
After he put the pistol down, we began to talk, and I ended up explaining to him about Jesus Christ.
45 minutes passed, and then
when he got out of the car this time, he mocked me and he mocked Jesus Christ and told me to pray. Told me to start praying as he pointed the pistol 9mm in my face, and I looked at him and I said, "Brother, I'm all prayed up." And he shot me right in the face.
Police say Gabbard ran up the stairs to the apartment, shot the door in, and held the young woman at gunpoint.
I was not scared, none whatsoever, but I heard gunshots go off in the apartment complex.
Investigators say Gabbard confronted the woman, the child, there during it all. A witness says Gabbard then turned the gun on himself. Daniel knows there are a lot of families hurting right now and wants the gunman's parents and siblings to know this.
You don't have to ask for my forgiveness when it happened. I forgave you already. Because I tried. And the hardest thing for me was to forgive myself because I felt like I lost.
Still no identification on the body found in the apartment where the standoff occurred, but Marshall Street is still blocked off. You can see an LMPD cruiser here. The fire actually happened on Marshall Street, just beyond my shoulder over here. Fire trucks are still on the scene, making sure there aren't any hot spots. 3 have been taken to the hospital, 1 by medical helicopter. 2 others refused treatment after flash fire exposed 5 individuals to flames. They are using foam and water to fight the fire right now. At this point, we know that 47 patients were transported to various hospitals throughout Louisville, and 2 patients were transported after they were involved in an accident. Those 2 patients are teenagers, and they were in a red vehicle after this bus collided with a red Mustang on Lower River Road. Still in his boxer shorts when police caught up with him here on Button Lane, John. We're just outside of LaGrange, and that's when Claxton, according to police, broke into this green pickup truck, busted out the window, and then grabbed a blanket that was between the seats. He then ran over here into this wooded area where he took cover.
I'm still trying to get out of that field.
Camouflaged by twisted metal and broken wood, a baby monitor rests near the wreckage of homes that housed a young family taken by the March 2nd tornado.
I've never been through nothing like this. It's horrible.
Jack Bruff knew there was a storm that fateful Friday. When it passed, he made a quick trip to Pekin to run some errands.
We was going to pay the water bill, and they told us there that there'd been some people hurt at Worley Lumber Company. So that made me think of my daughter and her kids.
As Bruff approached the mobile home park, it hit him.
And as we got closer, I thought, oh my God, oh my God.
His 20-year-old daughter, Mariah, wasn't there.
We got out and we just started calling her name. We was walking through mud and water. It was really horrible.
Mariah, her longtime boyfriend, 21-year-old Joe Babcock, and their children did not make it.
Little boy was laying on the ground. They was trying to bring him back to life.
2-year-old Jaden and 2-month-old Kendall were also dead.
We walked out towards towards the road, and then they was bringing the other little baby up from way up the road.
Emergency responders airlifted 14-month-old Angel to Cozier Children's Hospital in Louisville. It was up to him to keep her here or let her go.
If I do get to see her, my pastor's going to go in with me, and we're going to pray. We're going to pray there, and I'm going to tell that little girl that I'm going to tell her that it's time for her to meet her mommy and daddy.
Hold on, I gotta just relax here for a second.
Picked up, dropped, and now propped in a hospital bed.
When you're in that bad pain for that long, Mom, it just builds and builds and builds.
Sometimes he just can't take it.
I just haven't controlled my pain, man.
And then his optimism heals the ailments.
I feel good, just a little pain, of course, but and like when I do that, it's the broken ribs and the breathing just a little bit hard. 5 ribs and his back broken. Deep cuts almost severed part of his body. Like almost halfway cut my arm off.
But it's what's on the inside that hurts the most.
Yeah, it really didn't hit me till this morning about how, you have 6 people in the house, I'm the only one alive, and I don't know. And the little girl, I think everybody was rooting for that little girl to make it, one little girl.
That little girl, baby Angel, and her family didn't make it. The family decided to take 15-month-old Angel off life support Sunday. Jason Miller is the lone survivor of a tornado that leveled his home and killed 5 others, an entire family.
And I was just saying, it's going to be all right, guys, it's going to be all right. Well, I just started praying, and boom, we just popped out.
Miller huddled in his home with 21-year-old Joseph Babcock, 20-year-old Mariah Bruff, and their children, 2-year-old Jaden and 2-month-old Kendall. They all died not far from their home in Pekin, Indiana. Little Angel was found crying in the field. She would suffer from serious brain injuries.
But it still just kills me that I don't know why somebody else couldn't have made it, man. And what's the chance, man, that 6 and 1 make it, man?
But he made it. Heartbroken and bruised, he's hopeful for a full recovery to get over his scars from the storm.
Wow, whatever that reason is, man, it's very clear that there's a purpose that I'm still here.
A subtle reminder, a neighbor has moved out. Like a vacant house, once a home, vines creep along the nearly century-old brick and mortar.
It should bring life. It brings hope.
Once a place of worship, now a property for sale. After the new Gospel Harmony Baptist Church congregation disbanded, that was nearly a year ago, and still silence.
I believe that when a church leaves a community, there's a sense of hope that leaves with it.
For sale signs haven't led the lead, so the property along 41st and Shawnee will soon be auctioned off to the highest bidder.
The new owner could choose to operate it as a church, or they could possibly level it.
The church is zoned as an R5, meaning anything could happen to the property, and it's not on the historic registry.
We are not aware of any type of restrictions. We are selling the property as is.
Original artwork, stained glass, and pews, everything will be a package deal.
The mural that you see behind the pulpit.
Antique craftsmanship fills the space. A balcony oversees the sanctuary. Highlights neighbors' hope draw a worthy staple in Shawnee.
There's so much that can be done in this community. There's so much work that can be done here. We have so many youth in this community that needs help. We're looking for people that want to come in, empower, bring resources, and be a blessing to us down here in Shawnee.
A neighborhood where neighbors say they pray for better days. Working for you in Shawnee, Scott Adkins, Way 3 News.